Ethiopia, along with other 2 dozens of countries, have shown interest to join BRICS. And it clearly shows the significance and the importance of BRICS. Now, if you look at BRICS as a group, about 42% of the global population now is in BRICS, which means a huge consumer market. And secondly, if you look at BRICS economy, about 32% of the global share of GDP is within BRICS. BRICS has also one of the largest share of global trade. And if you compare the GDP of BRICS with that of even G7, BRICS has now a higher GDP. Now, which means that for countries like Ethiopia, it is extremely important to show interest and to join BRICS because we just emerged from conflict. We are in the process of post-conflict recovery and the reconstruction program. Ethiopia would like to diverse its partnership with major countries like China, India, Russia, Brazil, and South Africa, who are members of the BRICS. Our interest in BRICS essentially is driven by economic factors. We are also well aware that we have 2 members of the Permanent Security Council members, Russia and China. Ethiopia with other African countries, as well as countries in Global South, would like to see reform of United Nations, reform of the financial institutions. In that regard, again, working with BRICS is clearly is a very important undertaking. Ethiopia is, I think, a good candidate because we are about 120 million and the second largest population in Africa, which means a huge market, relatively speaking. And secondly, Ethiopia has one of the fastest growing economies, not only in Africa, but globally. Our GDP is growing and our economy is growing. So Ethiopia provides also ample opportunities for BRIC members to do business, economic business, investment business, trade business with Ethiopia. Ethiopia also is a very important country in the continent of Africa. So for any partnership in terms of on the issues I've just addressed, reforming global institutions, Ethiopia also plays a very important role.